Thank you. My name is Randall Rose. I'm a member of Ripta Riders Alliance. Really great to see everybody here. Everybody's speaking on this issue, just like a lot of us have been speaking on this issue from Ripta Riders Alliance and many other organizations, and many people from around Rhode Island have been speaking on this issue, not just today, but many times before, and we'll have to many times in the future as well, I think. I understand Ripta Board's situation. I know they've been handed a certain amount of money by the state budget. I know that, in fact, when they were given the state budget, they were also given a strong hint that by the legislation that was included in the state budget, that fares should be raised for seniors and disabled. I don't think that's right, and we've heard a lot of reasons why it's right, but I know that the Ripta Board is very limited in what they can do because they can't get more money. That's the decision of the people in the State House who originally suggested raising fares for seniors and disabled. So I don't know what the Ripta Board is going to decide today. I've heard that there's something on the agenda later today to initiate hearings on charging $1 for minimum for seniors and disabled all times a day. And we've heard a lot of reasons why this is a bad idea, but I know Ripta Board by itself right now doesn't have much room to maneuver because they're not the final decision makers. And I hope other people are listening. I know Governor Raimondo, who appointed the Ripta Board members. I know Speaker Mattiello and President Piva Weed also will have to listen to this. But please, I do hope that the state leaders will listen to what people are saying here, because if not, then some way is going to have to be found to make them listen, because this is really important. So what I want to say today is this fare increase is not going to stand. There's going to be another round of budgets coming up. I know the State House is coming back into session in January. They have to decide whether they are going to continue giving Ripta such a small budget or whether they're going to give Ripta the amount it needs. And that's going to be a decision that has to be made in January. But when that decision is made in the State House, it's not going to be something slipped into the budget in the last minute like it was in June. In June, they slipped this thing into the budget in the last minute this past June. But now, coming up in the State House, people know about this, and there are going to be ongoing events where people are going to be talking about this. People are going to be saying, we can't just keep this continue. We can't just keep this continuing. So this fare increase is not going to stand. And I don't care whether, I don't care what they decide right now. I mean, of course, I do care if it goes into effect, but I don't think this kind of fare increase can stay in effect because people in Rhode Island know you just can't be that callous. And I understand that some people may not have gotten the message yet, and you know that I've heard rumors that people were thinking that they could charge $1 per ride because Logistic Care and Ride would take over the whole cost. But as we've heard, that's not true. We have to tell the people who make these final decisions it's not true. It's not as if Logistic Care and Ride are going to pick up and Medicare are going to pick up all they cost. People are going to be stuck at home. You're going to see people who can't afford a bus fare walking along the side of the street in the winter, seniors and disabled walking along the side of the street in the snow because they can't afford the bus fare, and that's just not right. So I'm saying that this bus fare increase is going to have to be rolled back if it even ever does get put into effect. It's going to have to be rolled back, and when I say rolled back, I don't mean charging $1 and rolling it back to 60 cents. I don't mean charging 75 cents and rolling it back by a quarter. I mean, it really has to be rolled back because people can't afford anywhere near these kind of fares. So I want, and I wish people would, and I just wish a lot of people in Rhode Island would understand that this is the kind of thing that is very important to many people. For some people, it's close to a life and death issue, and it's really something that a good decision that we as a state made decades ago, that we would allow these discounted fares for seniors and disabled, and that shouldn't be reversed lightly. This is something that we have to bring bring the public's voice into, because the public's voice is not being heard. And I remember what happened with the stadium when they had the Pawsox Stadium. People kept saying, no, the Pawsox Stadium deal is going to go through, until it finally didn't get through. And eventually, the the public's voice got heard. And, you know, I wish people, I understand that everybody makes mistakes. Leaders make mistakes, everybody makes mistakes, I understand, and I don't blame people for making mistakes sometimes. I think this was a mistake to suggest charging such a high fare for seniors and disabled people. But you know, it's better to just say, at some point, this was a mistake and roll it back. I wish that was done sooner rather than later so we didn't have to go through this. But if we are going to go through this, this whole charade of hearings and so on, then we are going to be protesting and we are going to be saying, no, this fare increase cannot stand, and we will be saying that as often as it needs to be said. Thank you.